State your name.
Warren Ross.
Where are you from?
Originally Nebraska, but I moved here in 1976 when I was 8 years old.
So you basically grew up in Vegas.
Basically.
Yeah. And what was it like growing up?
It was weird. It was back in good old Mafia Vegas. When we first moved here, things were really weird. We came from a nice, quiet little town in Nebraska to a great big bustling city filled with mobsters and degenerates and 24 hours a day stuff from a little town that rolled up the sidewalks at 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. So you think that has an effect on you, growing up and stuff like that, being around a town like this?
Definitely had an effect on us. When we first moved here, we went to a Catholic church out here, and it was pretty much a front for laundering money. My mom worked as a receptionist at the church, and they had 3 bill counters going full-time most of the time. My brother was an altar boy and worked Mafia funerals and was tipped $100 to $200 for each funeral that he worked.
So what was like, knowing that about, it was all about money and laundering and stuff like that, what was your view of just, the Catholic Church and Christians in general?
I really couldn't wait to stop going. I stopped going to church when I was 12, but I remained faithful pretty much until I was about 32. And then I divorced my first wife and I lost a lot of faith.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I quickly became agnostic and then turned atheist and then started getting a little towards some darker things.
Sure. So like during that time where you said you were still faithful, like were you going to church at that time?
No, but I
still believed though.
I still believed. I physically could not fall asleep unless I'd said prayers at night, unless I communicated somehow with God. I couldn't fall asleep. I would know that I'd forgotten to say prayers if I were still awake and laying there wondering why I hadn't fallen asleep.
Sure.
I would realize, it's because I didn't communicate with God tonight. I was still faithful. My very first tattoo was a cross on my upper shoulder. And
that had to have been weird, like you have a cross and then you become agnostic and an atheist.
And the first thing I did was I had it covered up with dragons.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
you were serious, like, about just...
Yeah, I was very serious. As a matter of fact, during my first divorce, I prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed. I wanted custody of my children. I wanted the house. There was a large list of items I wanted, and I just prayed for it every night and didn't get any of it. As a matter of fact, I got shafted real bad and lost a lot more than what I should have.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided one night as I was saying my prayers that it wasn't that I didn't necessarily believe in God anymore. He obviously didn't believe in me anymore. And I got very frustrated praying, and I just stopped. And I said, God, you don't believe in me, I don't believe in you, we're done. And that's a little bit tamer than how I actually said it. I actually called God out, swore at him, was very angry, and I washed my hands and turned around and walked away.
Yeah.
And things changed the very next day. I thought they changed for the better. I started getting a lot more friends, started staying out a lot later, started drinking a lot more, lots and lots and lots of women. Thought I was having a great time. Really thought I was having a great time. I mean, Las Vegas.
It was cool at first.
It was really cool. Lived that way for about 7 years. Going out. First thing I do after I got home from work, shower, shave, put on some cologne, go out and drink until it was just damn near time to get up and go to work. Mm-hmm. And start over the next day.